The stars were quiet. Too quiet. Far beyond the moon, in the cold darkness of space, a satellite blinked once. Then it shattered into dust. Nobody noticed. Not until Earth's sky turned red. Commander Aaron stood inside the space defense tower, high above the clouds. His gray uniform was dirty, and his eyes were tired. He hadn't slept in 2 days. Alarms screamed around him. Screens flashed red. The Galactic Council's ships had entered Earth's orbit. "They're here," whispered Lieutenant Sarah beside him. Aaron said nothing. He already knew. The Council had sent a warning a week ago. Humanity has violated the galactic laws. Earth will be cleansed. Nobody believed it. Not really. Earth was part of the stars now, with space stations, colonies, trade routes. But the Council never joked. And now, their warships covered the sky like a storm. "Evacuate who you can," Aaron ordered. "All secret routes. Priority to children, engineers, and AI cores." "There's not enough time," Sarah said, tears in her eyes. "They're jamming our signals." Aaron turned to her. His voice was calm, cold. "Then make time." She ran out, and Aaron turned to the glass wall in front of him. Outside, Earth looked peaceful. Blue oceans, green forests. Cities lit like fireflies. He clenched his fist. A low rumble shook the tower. Then another. Explosions in the upper sky. The attack had started. The Council didn't just fire missiles. They used planet-killer beams, giant lasers from space. The beams didn't explode, they melted. They erased. Cities vanished. Oceans boiled. Mountains cracked. In just 1 hour, Earth became a graveyard. In a hidden part of space, far from the battlefield, a dark ship floated silently. It was built in secret, in the asteroid belts. No one knew it existed. Inside, people watched the destruction on their screens. Some screamed. Some cried. Some simply stared. A boy, maybe 7 years old, turned to his mother. "Where's Daddy?" The mother could not speak. Her face was empty. Then a new voice cut through the silence. "Silence the feed," Aaron said, stepping into the room. His uniform was scorched. His face burned on one side. "Sir?" An officer began. "Earth is—" "I know," Aaron said. He turned to the survivors. "Listen to me." Everyone stopped. The Council destroyed Earth. They called it justice. But this is not the end of humanity. A whisper passed through the room. He pointed to a dark screen behind him. A shape appeared, long, black, sharp. A ship. "No, a dreadnought. We knew this day might come," Aaron said, "and we prepared." Some gasped. Others stood up. "These ships are weapons of war. Stronger than anything the Council has. We have hidden stations, secret tech, designs born in the shadows. And we will rise." "But we are only a few," said a woman from the back. "They will find us, destroy us all." Aaron's eyes burned. "Then we will make sure they never sleep again." Days passed. The survivors moved from asteroid to asteroid, always hiding. Engineers worked day and night. Drones carried metal. AI systems ran tests. They were building the first dreadnought, named Vengeance. It was huge, 2 kilometers long. Black as night. Silent as death. But something was wrong. A mechanic named Taro came running to Aaron. "Sir, we found something strange in the Council's beam code." "What?" Aaron asked. Taro showed him a chip, taken from a wrecked satellite. "This signal, it came from Earth, before the attack." Aaron's face hardened. "Someone betrayed us." The room went quiet. Taro nodded. "The Council didn't find us by luck. They had our locations." Aaron looked at the map. Only 4 people had access to those locations. His eyes stopped at one named Sarah. He found her in the AI control room, working with wires and code. "You lied to me," Aaron said. Sarah turned, confused. "What?" "You gave them Earth." She stood slowly. "I had no choice. They had my family." There is no family now, Aaron growled. Only war. Sarah's hand moved through her belt, where a small device blinked. Don't, Aaron warned, but she pressed it. An explosion rocked. The ship, emergency lights flashed red. Smoke filled the halls. Aaron coughed as he ran through the corridors. Fires burned everywhere. People screamed. In the engine room, Sarah stood near the main core. A hole in the wall showed space outside. I did what I had to, she shouted. We couldn't win. You killed millions, Aaron roared. For what? A council seat. They promised peace, she said. No more death. You're wrong, Aaron said, and fired. The shot hit her shoulder. She fell. Aaron grabbed the core's control and sealed it off. Then he turned to the crew behind him. Repair the ship, he said. We launch in 5 days. 5 days later, the Vengeance rose. It moved through space like a ghost. Silent. Fast. Deadly. And it sent one message to the council. We are humanity. You ended our world. Now we will end your peace. The message spread through the stars. Some laughed. Some ignored it. But a few aliens remembered old stories about the fire in human hearts, the madness of Earth's warriors, the pain of losing. Something they love. They didn't laugh. They locked their doors and prayed, because from the ashes of Earth, something darker had risen, not just survival, wrath. The black ship floated in the dark, like a dead whale in a silent sea. No lights. No noise, just shadows. But inside it was alive. Wires moved like snakes across the walls. Machines clicked and hummed. Sparks danced through the air. Engineers with tired eyes worked day and night, building something bigger than any ship Earth had ever made. They called it the Forge, hidden deep inside an asteroid field, far from any known route. The Forge was not a ship, it was a factory. A secret human base made to create the deadliest weapons ever known. Commander Aaron walked through the main chamber, wearing a heavy coat. The air was cold, the metal walls leaked frost. Status? He asked. Chief Engineer Risa wiped grease off her hands. Her voice was calm but sharp. Hull construction is at 60%. Weapon systems are slow. We're missing key power. Cells. I-cores are unstable. We need more time. Aaron nodded. We don't have time. Behind them, the skeleton of a new Dreadnought was being built. Black armor. Thick weapons. A beast made of rage and metal. How many survivors are helping? Aaron asked. Risa pointed to a screen. Only 3,000. Most are not soldiers, just workers. Some are children. They'll learn, Aaron said. We all had to. Suddenly, the lights flickered. A low beep echoed across the room. Sir, a voice called from the control room. Unidentified signal. Moving toward us. Everyone froze. The Forge had been designed to stay hidden. No broadcasts, no lights, no movement. Outside the asteroid belt, if someone had found them, it meant death. Can we cloak the heat signature? Aaron asked quickly. Already done. Engines cold. Shields down. No life signals showing, replied the tech officer. What is the object? Risa asked. The officer leaned forward. A drone. Council model. It's scanning the field. Slowly. Everyone went silent, watching the screen as the drone moved closer. Closer. It's not attacking, someone whispered. It doesn't have to, Aaron said. It only needs to see us. Then something strange happened. The drone stopped. It just hovered. 1 minute. 2:10. Then it turned around. And left. Hours passed. Everyone remained on high alert. Aaron sat in the war room, watching the star map. Risa entered with 2 cups of strong synth coffee. I thought it would attack, she said. It didn't need to, Aaron replied. That drone was a message. Risa looked confused. A message? He nodded. The council knows we're building something. But they don't know what. They want us to panic, move, expose ourselves. And if we don't, They'll come anyway, Aaron said, sipping the coffee. But next time it won't be a drone. Later that night, in the darkest hour, a young boy named Ely crept through the maintenance tunnels. He was small, with sharp eyes and quick fingers. He had no parents left, but the forge gave him purpose. As he crawled behind the energy cables, he saw something strange. A figure in a black cloak stood near the main core chamber. The figure held a device pressed against the wall. Ely leaned closer. He saw a blinking light, a tracker. The figure turned suddenly. A face under the hood, human. A woman. Eli's eyes went wide. She ran. He chased. The alarm rang 5 minutes later. Saboteur inside the forge. The voice echoed. Security lockdown in effect. Eli sat in the med bay, his knee bleeding. Aaron stood over him. You did good, Aaron said. Do you know who she was? The boy nodded. I saw her before. She worked in the AI room, quiet, always looking over her shoulder. Risa entered, holding a small black device. We got it. A council tracker. She planted it near the core. Did it send a signal? Aaron asked quickly. No, Risa replied. But it was about to. Aaron looked at the map, then at the half-built Dreadnought. Then we don't wait anymore, he said. We launch. People moved like ants. Machines were pushed faster. Weapons were loaded before testing. Food was packed into crates. Children were placed inside escape pods just in case. The Dreadnought, named Nightfall, groaned as it activated its core for the first time. Lights came on. The engine burned blue. The hull sealed tight. Aaron stood on the bridge, his hands behind his back. Begin launch sequence, he said. Engines warming. Navigation online. AI systems stable, the pilot confirmed. Nightfall pulled free from the asteroid. It was massive, dark, silent. It didn't roar like other ships. It whispered. As they entered open space. Everyone waited for the attack, but nothing came. No drones. No missiles. No ships. Just stars. Maybe they didn't know how close we were to launch. Risa said quietly. Aaron didn't answer. Inside his mind, something didn't feel right. The truth came 3 hours later. Message intercepted. The comms officer reported. It's from another human outpost. Station Echo 9. Put it on screen, Aaron ordered. The message was short. Broken. To all survivors, this is Echo 9. We're under attack. Council ships, 30 warships, no escape. Repeat. Do not. Then silence. Nothing more. A new screen opened. Council fleet locations. Dozens of red dots moving. Away from the forge. They weren't coming for us, Risa whispered. They're hunting every human site they can find. And we just lit a torch in the dark, Aaron said. They'll come for us next. But this time, humans would be ready. Aaron turned to the crew. His voice was calm, cold, but full of fire. They thought Earth was our only home. They were wrong. This ship is our sword, and we will use it. A young soldier raised a hand. Sir, are we going to fight? Aaron stared at the stars. We're going to show the council what silence can create. They gave us ashes. We give them war. In the darkness of space, the forge went quiet again. Empty. Cold. Waiting for the next ship to be born. Because the silent forge was not just a place. It was a promise. Humanity may be broken, but it is never gone. The stars looked peaceful, but peace was a lie. Deep in the shadow of a dead moon, the human Dreadnought Nightfall waited. It was silent, its engines cold, no signal, no movement. Just a metal ghost hidden in the dark. Inside, the crew stood ready. Commander. Aaron stood on the bridge, staring at the hologram map. A small red dot blinked in the center. A galactic council outpost. Small, unprotected, busy with refueling ships and passing cargo. That's our target, Aaron said, voice low. A young pilot blinked. Sir? That's just a supply station. No weapons. I know, Aaron replied. That's why it's perfect. We need them to feel it first. Fear, doubt, confusion. Engineer Risa stepped forward. And what if they broadcast a distress signal? Then we burn their antenna first. Below the bridge, soldiers loaded the missile bays. Drones floated through the halls, checking armor. Techs whispered to each other as systems lit up one by one. Even the AI named Echo stayed quiet. But in its silence, it watched everything. Eli, the young boy who had once chased a spy through the forge, now carried tools. He moved between engineers. Watching, learning. His hands were dirty, his eyes sharp. "Where should I put this, ma'am?" he asked Risa, handing her a toolkit. "Right there," she said, not looking up. "And stay close. Things are going to get loud." The ship drifted closer to the target. Only a few kilometers now. The council outpost looked calm. Dull gray buildings. Fuel pipes stretching across its surface. Cargo ships docked in rows. They had no idea what was coming. "How long until visual?" "Range?" Aaron asked. 3 minutes, replied the pilot. Aaron's fingers tightened behind his back. No warnings, no mercy. Fire when ready. The Dreadnought's main cannons rotated slowly. The moment came. Fire. The first shot was not loud. In space, there is no sound, but the result was brutal. A red laser pierced through the station's main dock. The metal turned white-hot, then exploded. Cargo flew into space. Ships split in two. Alarms flashed on the station. Too late. Another beam hit the power core. The lights died. The outpost fell into darkness. Then came the missiles. 3 of them. Silent. Fast. They hit the fuel lines. The explosion lit the black sky like a new star. From inside the nightfall, crew members watched in silence. No one cheered. No one smiled. They were not happy. They were angry. "Any survivors?" Aaron asked. Risa checked the scans. Minimal. Most ships gone, station destroyed. "Did they manage to send a signal?" Echo, the AI, responded. "No, all communication arrays were taken out in the first strike." Aaron gave a slow nod. "Good. They won't know what hit them." But deep down, he knew this wouldn't stay secret for long. The nightfall turned. Engines still cold, and drifted back into the shadows. They left no trail, no signal. Like a ghost, they had struck first. Now they waited. 2 days later, in a council control room on the planet Veltor, chaos erupted. "The supply outpost is gone?" shouted Commander Vel, his tentacles shaking. "Yes, sir. No survivors." "No distress call," the officer said, eyes wide with fear. "Who did it?" We're not sure." "What do you mean you're not sure?" Vel shouted. "That's not a pirate attack. That's war." One screen showed debris floating through space. Another showed silent, broken ships. And one fragment showed something worse. A symbol burned into the side of a broken cargo panel. A circle of fire. "The old symbol of Earth. Humans," Vel whispered. "But Earth is gone," said another alien officer. "We watched it burn." Vel didn't answer. His long fingers touched the glass. "They survived," he said quietly. "And now they're angry." Back. On the nightfall, Aaron sat in his quarters, watching a recording of the explosion. He paused the image at the moment the fuel lines burst. His reflection stared back at him in the screen. Tired, hard, older than his years. Risa entered. "You should rest," she said softly. "I can't," Aaron replied. "Not until the next strike." She sat across from him. "We hit them hard, but they will respond." "You know that." He nodded. "Let them. We'll be ready." Eli peeked through the doorway. "Commander, yes? Can I ask something?" "Go ahead. Why didn't we take prisoners?" Aaron looked at him, silent for a moment. "Because they wouldn't take us." Eli lowered his eyes and nodded. Then Aaron stood up. "This is just the beginning." Elsewhere, deep in council space, a new message spread like fire. The ghost ship has returned. The humans strike from the dark. Some believed it was just a story, a trick. Others, older ones, remembered Earth's rage. They didn't laugh. They locked their doors, because the first strike had come, and the second would not be far behind. The Council fleet moved like a metal wave through the stars. 30 ships, trained crews, advanced weapons. Cold orders, their mission: find the human ghost ship and destroy it. Inside the lid vessel, Zareth Prime, Commander Villic, paced the bridge. He was tall, his silver skin shining under the lights. His voice was sharp like a blade. "We will find them," he said. "This ... Nightfall, this human trick." "They destroyed an entire outpost," said his second officer, a small, nervous creature named Tally. "No warning, no survivors." "Then we make an example," Villic said. "Humans must be shown their place again." A loud beep broke the silence. "Commander," said the sensor officer, "we have movement." Villic turned. "Where?" The screen showed a faint signal. Faint, but real. It drifted near a gas cloud, outside the normal routes. Villic smiled. "That's them. No one else would hide there. Bring the fleet around." Far away, inside the Nightfall, Commander Aaron watched from the shadows. "They took the bait," he said calmly. The pilot looked confused. "You mean that's not our signal?" Aaron shook his head. "No, it's a drone, one of ours. Sending out a weak human signature," Risa grinned. "And now the Council is walking into a trap." The ship moved slowly, hiding behind the gas cloud. Its weapons were cold. Lights off. But inside, every crew member was ready. Even young Eli sat by the engineering wall, holding a toolkit tight. His hands were shaking, but he didn't run. "Do we strike now?" asked the weapons officer. "Not yet," Aaron said. "Let them feel safe." The Council ships entered the cloud. They searched, but saw nothing. "This is useless," one officer said. "There's no ship here." "Be silent," Commander Villic replied. They were here. Suddenly, one ship in the back of the fleet vanished from the screen. "No explosion. Just gone." "What happened?" shouted Villic. "Unknown, sir. They just disappeared." Then another ship lost power. Lights out. "Systems dead. Drifting. They're attacking," Tally cried. "From where?" No answer. They fired in all directions, but the fog was thick, and the enemy ... invisible, on the Nightfall. Aaron gave the order. "Hit the engines of the last 5 ships. Leave them drifting." Laser shots fired like silent arrows. Precise, deadly, controlled. One by one, Council ships lost control. They spun into darkness. "They can't see us," whispered Risa. "Let them imagine," Aaron said. "That's where fear grows." Inside Zareth Prime, panic spread. Shields up. Too late. "Movement at starboard. Negative nothing there." Villic slammed his fist on the control table. "Cowards! Fight them!" But his crew was already shaking. He saw it in their eyes. They were afraid. And fear spreads fast. Another ship exploded. This time, a direct hit. Villic screamed, "I want to see them. Show me their ship." Finally, on the screen, a shape appeared. In the fog. Long. Black. Silent. No lights. No name. Just a ... death. The ghost ship. Someone whispered. Villic turned to them. "There are no ghosts. Fire everything." They launched missiles, fired beams, but nothing hit. The Nightfall vanished again. Back on the human ship. Echo, the AI gave updates. Council ships have lost formation. 6 disabled. 1 destroyed. Others scattering. Aaron nodded. Good time to disappear. They powered down weapons. Drifted into a deeper cloud. No trace left behind. "Just like a nightmare," Risa said. "No," Aaron replied. "We are not a nightmare. We are the memory they want to forget." Later, a council emergency meeting was held on the capital world. Zerethal. Commanders argued, shouted, accused each other. There was no warning. They melted our engines like they were paper. They didn't even take prisoners. Commander. Velik stood in silence. When asked what happened, he gave only 4 words. The enemy knows fear. Across the stars, whispers spread. Humans are alive. Their ship is unseen. They don't fight for survival. They fight for vengeance. More and more alien captains refused orders. Patrols turned back early. Some colonies even shut their own gates because fear had arrived. Not loud, not fast, but cold, quiet, like the nightfall itself. Aaron stood at the nightfall's main window, watching the stars. They fear us now, Risa said, stepping beside him. They should, Aaron answered. Eli walked up. Behind them, what happens next? Aaron looked at the boy, then at the stars. Next, we send a message they can't ignore. The stars had grown quiet again. Too quiet. After the ambush in the gas cloud, the Council's mighty fleets had stopped moving. Patrols were fewer, trade routes slowed. Whole systems whispered the same thing. The humans are still out there. Inside the Dreadnought Nightfall, Commander Aaron stood at the center of the command bridge. His eyes were locked on a glowing screen that showed multiple red targets across Council space. All this silence, he said slowly, yet their fear grows louder. Beside him, Risa adjusted her headset. They're pulling back fleets, shutting down travel lanes, even closing their own outposts. Aaron didn't smile. Fear makes people do foolish things. Just then, a soft beep came from the I-Core. Echo. The ship's artificial mind spoke calmly. Commander, we have intercepted a high-level council. Communication, urgent channel, encrypted. Play it, Aaron ordered. A distorted voice filled the room, alien, proud, but now shaking. We are offering peace. If the human vessel surrenders, further destruction will stop. We recognize humanity's pain. Aaron raised an eyebrow. Pain? They speak of pain as if they didn't erase our home. Eli, standing near the wall, looked up. Are we going to answer them? Aaron looked at him, then back at the screen. No, Eli. We're going to send them something they'll never forget. In the lower decks of the Nightfall, engineers gathered. Holograms flickered as they studied targets. Risa stood at the center of the group. We're hitting 3 locations, she explained. 1 fuel station, 1 listening post, and a major communication tower. All are unguarded. Why unguarded? Asked a tech. Because they still don't believe we'll strike that deep. A silence followed. Then Aaron's voice came through the speakers. This isn't just a hit. It's a message. That night, the Nightfall moved like a shadow. No lights, no signals. Just a drifting ghost passing through stars. The first target appeared. Ahead. Fuel Station 94G. It orbited a gas giant and served hundreds of ships each week. Now it looked like a sleeping beast. Target locked, said the weapons officer. Ready on your word. Aaron stood still for a moment, then spoke. Make it clean. The station exploded in silence. No alarms. No escape. Just fire. They didn't wait. The Nightfall vanished again. Next was the listening post on Talos 4. A quiet world with a small moon base. Used to spy on traffic across the sector. They came in close. A single pulse from the Nightfall's disruptor cannon destroyed the entire sensor array. No more eyes. Risa said softly. The final target was the biggest tower, Vexen Prime 1. Of the Council's main broadcast towers. It sent orders to dozens of planets. We don't destroy this one, Aaron said. We take control of it. They came in fast. Council guards tried to respond, but human drones had already entered the tower's systems. Lights flickered, doors opened and locked again, and suddenly, the tower was silent. Signal link active, said Echo. You may speak, Aaron. Step forward. He wore no helmet, no uniform. Just black armor with the Earth insignia. Across his chest, He looked straight into the camera. His message went out across the galaxy. Council cities, battle stations, market worlds, every screen turned black, then lit up with his face. This is Commander Aaron of Earth's Dreadnought fleet. Some gasped. Others screamed. Many just froze. You erased our home, burned our skies, killed our people, and called it justice. He paused, but we survived. His voice was steady, clear, no anger, just purpose. You called us primitive, weak. You called us finished. He leaned in. You were wrong. On council worlds, crowds gathered around screens. In war rooms, generals stared. In royal halls, leaders fell silent. The message continued. We do not ask for peace. We are not here to negotiate. We are here to end this. Images flashed behind. Aaron of Earth burning, of council ships exploding, of the nightfall rising. You wanted us gone. Now we are everywhere. He gave one final sentence before the feed cut. This is not revenge. This is justice. Panic followed. Council systems broke communication with each other. Ships refused to leave port. Soldiers began questioning orders, even inside the council's central command chamber. Fear had taken root. They've hijacked our tower, someone shouted. Pull back the fleets. No, send reinforcements. But Commander Vel, the same alien who had once said humans were extinct, stood silently in the middle. They're not ghosts, he said. They're fire. And now, the fire is spreading. Back on the Nightfall, the crew watched planets go dark, one after another. Did they hear it? Eli asked. Risa nodded. They heard it loud and clear. Aaron stood alone in the command room, watching the stars again. He whispered to himself, this is only the beginning. Far away, a young alien rebel named Valak stood on a crowded street. He watched the broadcast from a rooftop, surrounded by others. He had never seen a human before, but now he had seen one speak with more truth and fire than any council leader ever had. He turned to his friend. I believe in them. Because in the cold corners of the galaxy, something had changed. The council was powerful, but now the galaxy had seen something stronger, a wounded species with nothing left to lose, and a message they would never forget. The stars above the planet Zalakar were calm, but the streets below were not. Soldiers marched in every direction. Patrol ships floated overhead. The council was nervous, and it showed. They feared the humans now, not because of how many they were, but because of what they had become. Ghosts, shadows, fire in the dark. But deep inside one of Zalakar's crumbling cities, in a narrow alley between broken buildings, a message was being sent. A traitor was speaking. Upload complete. Valak whispered. He pressed a button on the side of his neck. A small device blinked green. Let's hope they're listening. He looked around quickly and slipped into the crowd, vanishing like smoke. Inside the Nightfall, alarms chirped softly. Commander, said Echo, we have received an encrypted message. Origin, Council-controlled world. Aaron turned. Teresa, source confirmed, clean signal. No traps, she replied, but it's coming from inside Zalakar. That's deep in council space, Aaron said. No human's been there since Earth fell. They opened the file. A face appeared, gray skin, sharp eyes. Alien, I am Valak, the message began. I serve the council, but I no longer believe in them. Risa crossed her arms. A trap. Aaron said nothing. He watched the face. There was no anger, no pride, only truth. I saw what they did to Earth, Valak continued. They called it order, but it was murder. I watched your broadcast. I believe in your war. The message showed blueprints, council codes, fleet routes, weak points in their armor systems. Then came the words that changed everything. Let me help you. Burn them all. The room was silent. Eli spoke first. Can we trust him? Trust is dangerous, Aaron replied. But sometimes it's necessary. Risa sighed. He could be setting us up. Then we be careful, Aaron said. But we don't ignore it. This could be our chance. He turned to the rest of the crew. Prepare the stealth pods. We're going to Zalakar. Zalakar was not a war zone. Not yet, but it felt like one. Buildings were cracked. Lights flickered. People walked fast with their heads down. The council said the humans were terrorists, but some, like Valek, had started to wonder, were the humans really the monsters? Or had the council become worse? The pod landed at night. It was silent, wrapped in black metal and invisible tech. Aaron stepped out first, followed by Risa and 2 shadow scouts. Where's the contact? Asked one scout. A soft voice came from the alley. Here. Valek stepped into view. No guards, no weapon. Just truth in his eyes. You're braver than I expected, Aaron said. You're quieter than I feared. Valilik replied. They stared at each other. One human, one alien, both enemies of the same empire. They moved quickly. Valek led them through back alleys, into tunnels, and finally to a hidden chamber beneath an old council office. There, he opened a case. Inside were data chips, blueprints, passwords, council command signals. All of this, he said, can give you access to their planetary defense codes. And this, he pulled out a small silver cylinder, is a virus that will shut down their flagship systems. Risa stared. You did all this alone? No, Valek said. I had help. There are others like me, quiet for now. But, watching, Eli, hiding behind a pillar, stepped forward. Why are you helping us? Valek looked down. Because I used to believe the council kept peace. But now, I only see control. You lost your world, I lost my faith. Maybe we both want the same thing. Suddenly, the tunnel lights flickered. A loud boom echoed above. They found us. Valek shouted. Council hunters were closing in. Back to the pod. Aaron ordered. They ran through narrow tunnels as walls shook, and dust fell from the ceiling. Blaster fire sparked behind them. One scout was hit. He went down, firing until the end. Eleg tripped. Risa grabbed him. They reached the pod. Doors opened. Valek stopped. I can't go with you, he said. Aaron turned. You'll be killed. I'll draw them off, Valek said. Bye. You time. He handed Aaron the cylinder. Finish what you started. Why sacrifice yourself? Risa asked. Valek gave a bitter smile. Because I'm already a traitor. Might as well be a hero too. Then he ran the other way, firing into the dark. The pod lifted off, silent, fast. Back on the nightfall. Aaron placed the silver cylinder in Echo's core chamber. Analyze it, he said. Echo responded. The data is clean. No virus. No trap. This code will shut down 3 major council fleets during activation. It is ... effective. Aaron looked at the stars. Then Operation Sundown begins. On the surface of Zalakar, council guards found nothing but smoke. Valek had vanished. No body. No trace. Just a message written on a broken wall. He who fights for justice is never alone. And across the stars, the fire burned hotter, because now the humans weren't just fighting alone. They had help from inside the enemy's walls. And the traitor? He had just changed the game. The nightfall hovered in the shadow of a dead moon. Its engines were silent. No light escaped its black hull. Inside, the crew stood in silence, watching the giant appear on the screen. It was called the Celestial Hammer, the council's largest warship, 10 kilometers long. Armor thick enough to take a planet blast. Powered by a core that could crush a star. And now, it was their next target. Aaron stood at the front of the bridge. His face was calm, but his hands were tight. This is it, he said. The heart of the council's fleet. We take it down, and we shake the entire galaxy. Eli stared at the warship. Can we even hurt that thing? We don't need to fight it head-on, said Risa. We infect it. Vul-H code will shut down its shields and weapons. And if the virus doesn't work? Eli asked. Aaron looked him in the eyes. Then we die, but we try anyway. The plan was simple but deadly. Slip into range. Launch a stealth drone. Let the drone plug into the ship's outer systems. Upload the virus. Escape before the virus. Council even knows what hit them. But nothing ever goes exactly to plan. The nightfall drifted closer. The celestial hammer floated in front of them, unaware. Drone is away, Risa whispered, moving in 30 seconds to contact. The screen showed the small black drone weaving through the floating debris, heading straight toward the giant. Arin spoke softly. Echo, prepare virus package. Ready, replied the Risa leaned forward. Almost there. Come on. Just a little closer. Then alert. The screen flashed red. EMP burst detected. Echo called out. There. Scanning the area. Pull back the drone. Aaron shouted. It's too late. Risa said. They saw something. On the screen, a huge light beam shot out from the celestial hammer. It swept across the black space. Evasive. Aaron barked. The nightfall spun hard, diving behind a broken satellite. They're not firing, Risa said. Did we make it? Echo responded. Partial detection. They believe it was space debris, but we've lost the drone. Aaron's jaw clenched. Then we go to Plan B, Eli blinked. We had a Plan B? Aaron nodded. We go in ourselves. Hours later, 3 stealth pods launched from the nightfall. Aaron, Risa, and Eli were inside, dressed in black combat suits, with quiet weapons and portable data drives. Their target, the engine deck of the celestial hammer. Why are we heading for the engine? Eli asked. Because that's where one looks for hackers. Aaron replied. The pods attached to the warship's lower hull with soft clicks. One by one, they crawled into the belly of the beast. Inside, the halls of the celestial hammer were cold and silent. The floors were polished. Lights hummed softly above. Everything looked clean. Perfect. Powerful. Too perfect. Cameras? Aaron whispered. Looped, Risa said. But we don't have much time. They moved fast, avoiding patrols, slipping behind doors, moving through ducts and vents. Finally, they reached a narrow hallway leading to the main engine core. Eli pointed. That's the system port. We plug in the virus there. Suddenly, footsteps echoed. They froze. 2 council guards walked by. Speaking in a strange language, one of them stopped, sniffed the air. He turned. Aaron raised his pistol. PFFT. The guard dropped. The other spun in shock. PFFT. Silence. They dragged the bodies into the shadows. No more mistakes. Aaron whispered. Risa knelt beside the console. She plugged in the virus. Echo's voice came through their earpieces. Uploading 20%. A loud alarm blared. Too late, Eli shouted. Finish the upload. Aaron ordered. Doors slammed shut. More footsteps, shouting. Echoes. Voice continued, calm. 50%. Risa typed fast, hands shaking. Guards came into view. Blasters aimed. Aaron fired first. 1 down. 2. 70%. Almost there. Risa yelled. Eli took a hit in the shoulder. He fell, crying out. 85. Aaron pulled him behind cover. Hold on, then, upload complete. Risa yanked the drive and tossed a small black cube onto the floor. EMP charge out. She yelled. Boom. A wave of blue light blasted. The room. All lights went dark. The ship groaned. Everything stopped. On the nightfall, Echo came alive. The celestial hammer systems are failing. Shields down. Weapons offline. Aaron's voice came through. Get us out of here. Echo responded. Activating emergency beam. A flash of light. And the team was gone. Back on the bridge, Aaron limped in, holding Eli, who was pale but breathing. Status? He asked. Echo's screen showed chaos. All council ships in range are pulling back. The celestial hammer is drifting. Fires are spreading on its upper decks. It will not recover. Aaron sat down slowly. Risa stood beside him. We did it, she said. Aaron nodded. We just broke the unbreakable. Across the galaxy, news spread fast. A council warship, the largest ever built, disabled by a few humans. It wasn't just a victory. It was a message. The humans were no longer running. They were hunting. And the giants that once ruled the stars? They could fall too. The stars were burning. From the edges of the galaxy to the heart of council space, war had spread like fire. Ships fell. Worlds cracked. Armies vanished. And at the center of it all were the humans, once thought weak, now the most feared name. In the galaxy, the Nightfall stood above the ruined moon of Tereth 6, watching flames rise from the surface. Ashes floated into orbit. Another council shipyard destroyed. Arin sat in the command chair, staring at the wreckage. His face was pale, his eyes cold. Any word? He asked. Echo, the AI, answered. Council Prime Fleet is gathering near. Delta System, 1,000 warships, all remaining commanders. Risa stepped forward. They're calling everyone. Even mercenaries. Even the Shadow Guild. They're scared, Eli said. His arm was still healing. They're desperate. They should be, Aaron replied. Because we're coming. The humans were no longer just fighting back. They were leading a full strike. Over the last few weeks, thanks to help from Valilek, the traitor alien, they had learned every weak point, every flaw, every secret of the Galactic Council. Their ships were faster now, their weapons smarter, their soldiers tougher. And their hearts? Burning with one mission. End the war. Forever. In the dark of deep space. The fleet gathered. Not just the Nightfall, but all the dreadnoughts that Earth had secretly built before its fall. Ships with names like Vengeance, Ashbringer, Echo's Rage. Thousands of humans waited inside, silent, ready. Aaron stood before a giant window on the bridge. Behind him, his crew waited. This is it, Aaron said. They destroyed Earth. They killed our people. They laughed at us. But today, we burned their throne. Risa stepped forward. The Council's command base is on the planet Mizara. It's protected by orbital cannons, defense satellites, and an energy shield. Nothing has broken through before. Until now, Aaron said. Echo? Yes, Commander? Start the countdown. Full attack begins in 1 hour. As the fleet moved through the stars, the Council prepared. In the tower of the High Chamber, the Council leader stared at the reports. 10 dreadnoughts. Dozens of human strike teams. And they have the lake. His advisor spoke softly. We never should have ignored Earth. They warned us. The leader's face twisted. Then we crush them now. No mercy. At the edge of the Delta System, the human fleet arrived. No warning. No message. Just power. Cloaked ships moved first, disabling satellites. Hackers like Risa launched silent attacks, breaking into systems, shutting down key defenses. Then, in one roar of fire, the attack began. Blinding light lit the sky. Ships clashed. Fighters zoomed through laser storms. Explosions filled the void. Nightfall pushed through the chaos, heading straight for Mizara. Shields at 60%, Risa shouted. Don't stop. Aaron yelled. We're almost at the shield ring. Suddenly, 3 council cruisers appeared. They're trying to block us. Echo, fire core cannon. A beam of blue energy burst from the Nightfall's front, slicing one cruiser in half. The others scattered. Risa smiled. They're scared of us. They should be, Aaron said. Below, on Mizara, the people watched the sky tear open. The Council's final guard forces ran to battle stations. Inside the command base, the leader prepared to escape. He opened a hidden door, but it was too late. A shadow stood in the hallway. A single quotes let the alien who once served him. Betrayed by the council. Left to die. Now returned with fury in his eyes. You, the leader growled. Via Lake nodded. Me, you betrayed your own kind. Valak stepped forward. No, I betrayed monsters. And then, he raised his weapon. Nightfall broke through the planet's final shield. Aaron led the ground team. Explosions rocked the surface. As human troops stormed the base, find the leader. Aaron shouted. They moved through burning halls, fighting elite guards, dodging collapsing walls. In the main chamber, they found via single quotes Lekdahi stood over the leader's body. It's done, Valek said. Aaron looked around. Fires burned. Sirens screamed. It's not done until the galaxy knows, he said. He raised a signal beacon. Echo's voice came through. Signal launched. Every system is receiving the message. A simple message. The council has fallen. Earth lives. Across the galaxy. Ships paused. Soldiers stopped. Slaves in mines looked up. Farmers in dust planets cheered. The fear was gone. The tyrants were broken. Later, on the bridge of the Nightfall, Aaron stood in silence. Is it really over? Eli asked. Aaron didn't answer at first. Then he said, No, peace is never easy, but we've taken the first step. Risa looked out at the stars. What now? Aaron smiled. Now we rebuild. A galaxy without kings, without chains. He placed a hand on the glass. For Earth, for every voice they tried to silence. And behind him, the stars seemed brighter. End.